Welcome back to our weekly talk show, The Interview, and our special segment, Coffee on Sunday. We took a short break, rather a year end vacation, so to speak, and are now back with much more in our ongoing segment, Coffee on Sunday. Quote, I'm grateful to the Prime Minister for making Lakshadweep hit headlines. Unquote. This is what Mohammed Faizal told me when I called him. Faizel's gratitude comes even while being an opposition MP. He's a member of parliament who is from Sharad Pawar's Nationalist Congress Party and represents Lakshadweep, a union territory that has hit headlines. He's our guest in this edition of Coffee on Sunday. Mohammed Faizal, a second term MP from Lakshadweep, in our talk show this week. Welcome to the show, Mr. Mohammed Faizal, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The flavor of the season is Lakshadweep and Maldives. Flavor may be a wrong word, but let me begin by asking you. You asked Maldives to think twice, quote unquote, before commenting on India's matters. Being an NCP MP, aren't you talking like the BJP?
No, it's not like I'm talking like a BJP. The comment which I made was on the Honorable Prime Minister's visit on Lakshadweep. Prime Minister has advocated himself as a brand ambassador for Lakshadweep tourism. On that, Maldives have nothing to say. That is my point. This is nothing to be alienated or opposing the BJP or the ruling section or opposing section. As a whole, the Prime Minister, he himself is advocating for my constituency, for which I am thankful to him. And Maldives could have avoided such a comment. That was my stand on that.
What has upset you? The fact that the Prime Minister was called names and, in that sense, actually insulted.
Our country's honorable Prime Minister is being called by name or insulted is not a welcoming stand from anybody. As a citizen of India, we must oppose that, and I am 100% opposing to it.
Why do you think Maldives jumped into this? Because the Prime Minister did not even mention Maldives. He spoke only about Lakshadweep.
To my understanding, there could be two reasons. One is the India's bilateral relationship with the Maldives, the presently newly elected government, how far they have maintained a good relationship with the present government of India. There could be some other issues in between. Maybe because of that, they wanted to, derogate the statement or just give a negative picture to the Honorable Prime Minister's statement of Lakshadweep. That is one reason. The other reason is Lakshadweep could be their potential competitor in the field of tourism in the coming years. And there are likely to have a big flow of tourists or guests coming into Lakshadweep, wherein Maldives will have a threat on the footfall of tourism. These are the two things which I see from my side could be the reason why my Maldives have made such a comment.
Don't you think it is also a kind of anti-India and a pro-China policy, which the current dispensation in Maldives is perhaps following?
Maybe, perhaps I am not in a position correctly to comment on that because so far, apart from India, the relationship which we have maintained, especially the Lakshadweep people have maintained. Why I'm saying Lakshadweep people, you know that one of the islands among Lakshadweep is named as Minikoi, which have blood relatives from Maldives. And not only that, and the custom, their attire, their food habits, and everything is same to same.
Even
Maldives.
the language.
Even the language. We always have a very good, our friendly neighbor country, as good as we consider that as a part of Lakshadweep, because we share the same culture, cuisines, attire, and all those aspects. It could be one reason that the China's approach and China's relationship with the Maldives, or the present newly elected government is showing more affinity towards the China. Could be that is another could be one of the reason for such a remarks on Prime Minister Modi's presentation on Lakshadweep tourism. So why I precisely said thanks to Mr. Modi or our Honorable Prime Minister is Lakshadweep is now the subject and topic being discussed everywhere, and that is why we are now sitting and talking each other. The momentum, the potential, the mileage which we got in just one day.
So he did in a few minutes, which Lakshadweep was not able to achieve in perhaps many years.
That's true. For showcasing in the way Lakshadweep tourism to put things in the place, the reachability of the Honorable Prime Minister's speech have made a remarkable change.
So would you agree that when Prime Minister speaks, the world and India sits up and listens and also follows?
To me, as an opposition MP, we always have to listen to the Prime Minister what he's saying. But what are the things to be accepted? What are the things to be, having a difference of opinion? That's everybody will having on that. But on this particular point, which Lakshadweep tourism, which is our subject, on that I undoubtedly say that on a single voice, people of Lakshadweep has accepted it. But on other part, the for everything, Prime Minister when he rises and stands and speaks, it's obviously we have to hear as a member citizen of the country. We all have to hear about him and our comments on each part. We give according to the situation what are the things he has spoken. On that, what is our opinion? It gets different of opinion on different issues. So it cannot be concluded in such a way that for all the things that the Honorable Prime Minister says, we agree to it. No, we have difference of opinion. We have uniting factors also. We have differing factors also. So when the Honorable Prime Minister speaks something about, we all hear very patiently, and those things which we can join together or we can work together, we will support to it. Or those things which we cannot join or we have difference of opinion, we show our difference.
But on this, it is a thumbs up from you.
Absolutely no doubt. Absolutely no doubt.
How do you view the entire controversy? Just tell me the good and the bad and sift the good from the bad.
See, the best part of this controversy is obviously I told you the Lakshadweep tourism has come to the notice of the World Tourism Map. That is number one part of it. Number two, the people started showing interest in response to the feedback, the marketing or the showcasing of tourism. On that, people have started showing back the interest towards Lakshadweep, and they wanted to explore Lakshadweep since it is a part of India, a jewel of India. They wanted to come to Lakshadweep. These two things are the positive side of it. The negative part, which I was trying to say is, see, why should a country, especially in this factor, Maldives, have to say an internal part which is pertaining to India and in India's territory, things happening in India which doesn't have any sort of a issue or relation with the Maldives. Why should they come and comment on that? That is a negative part on this entire thing which happened. Maldives can have their own views. Maldives can have, when it is coming to India and Maldives bilateral relationship, they can very well comment. But to such an issue which is not at all under their purview and they don't have anything to say on that part, the deputy prime minister or any ministers coming and commenting on in a negative way of our honorable prime minister's speech was an unwanted.
While on the negative, how do you react to some ministers in the Maldives government comparing India to cow dung and commenting on its cleanliness?
Just thoroughly it was, I should say they should condemn, they should this quite unexpected and unwanted thing, I should say. They should not have made such comments because that was not a thing which was pertaining to them. There was nothing that it was affecting a bilateral relationship between the country and Maldives. So it was something like it was not anything concerning to them, then in such cases, why should such high-profile protocol people should come and comment on India, which what was so derogatory? And I'm very, sad to say sorry for that, and they should not have done such a comment or say made such a comment in this regard.
Of course, there has been some damage control by way of the ministers being suspended. But what do you see as the next steps which can be taken to cement what, as of now, is a fragile relationship?
Obviously, the best thing what I have learned from the side of from the newses which I heard is Maldives is trying to come and meet our diplomats and honorable prime minister to settle down this issue. That's a welcome sign from there. Now we always wanted Maldives to be our good neighbor. Absolutely, we don't want Maldives to be on the other side. And for that, I still believe that things have not gone to the worst situation. And Maldives should remember the kind of services, kind of helping hands India have rendered so far with Maldives, especially, and that too when it comes to Lakshadweep, the relationship we maintain with Maldives, all those aspects into consideration, they should come forward and apologize, and they should meet our prime minister, and the initiation should be taken from their side to get things resolved, and we should go ahead, grow together as we have been doing all these years.
Are you saying that Maldives should apologize?
I'm strongly feel that because the things which have come, this derogatory comments have come from such high level people. It's not a layman doing such type of comment. It was the deputy prime minister and some ministers have done it. So the wavelength and the weightage of that comment is on a higher side. So though the government have taken and disowned them, even then the best part from the Maldives should be they should come and meet our honorable prime minister, sit with our external affairs people, and settle all the confusions there in which if anything is left, and they should be try to patch up all these sort of unwanted things which has happened from the side of their ministers, then the things get to go on. That's what I feel from my side.
And render an apology?
Absolutely. There is rendering apologies up to them. I'm not the person to ask for any apology. It is should come from one's innate call. If someone has committed a mistake, it is their inner thought and innate call that they should come and apologize. It is up to them to take a call on that.
But looking at the way things have panned out, do you think an apology is due?
It's a befitting, yeah, because from the side of the statement of the government, one could feel that the statement made against our prime minister was not right. That is explicitly came from the side of the government, Maldives government. In such cases, when they understand, or then they themselves feel that these things should not have been uh, made out, or should not have been openly made some derogatory statement in the social media, then it is up to it feels like they should come and apologize.
Coming back to Prime Minister Modi, seeing the fallout and Indians actually cancelling their trips to Maldives, would you agree that it is the Modi magic at work, if I may use the term?
As I'm an opposition MP sitting on the opposition side, I'll have a number of issues to be highlighted against the present government and policies. But here the issue is it is in between two countries. In such circumstances, we have to stand with our honorable prime minister, no doubt on that. And that too, Maldives, the statement which was unwanted. In such circumstances, people of India have shown an undisputed, unconditional support to the honorable prime minister. Even myself, I am an opposition MP. For at this point, for this issue, I am also on the side of the people who always, I mean, so far have supported or cancelled their trip to Maldives is some sort of a support, or a direction, or a hint, or a warning to such a government or a country where those who are trying to tarnish our country and our prime minister.
Mr. Faisal, would you go as far as saying that Lakshadweep is mini Maldives? In fact, you yourself have called Maldives, quote unquote, our island.
That's true. Maldives in all the way, like by its archipelago, by its formation, by its culture, which we always feel that Maldives is a part. If it go for the tourism part, you have a white beauty beaches. We have wonderful white diving destination spots where Maldives also having the water sports activities, which are supposed to have in Lakshadweep, the area which same is Maldives having. As far as other aspects are concerned, we feel always Maldives is a part or mini Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep is a mini Maldives, we could say.
And would you say it is our island? Maldives is our island?
By way of affinity, I'm saying by geographical isolation is there, but still the relationship always we had with Maldives, that sort was some sort of relationship. We used to say that हाँ है हमारा है.
You have spoken about being short on infrastructure. How grave is the challenge and what roadblocks do you see?
The infrastructure, we have to go miles. As for Kumkum, I would say Lakshadweep, many things has to be done on the infrastructure part. Being the connectivity, there are two ways to connect: one by ship and the other way by air. As of now, the air connectivity, we have only one flight, which is coming to Agathi Island. For that, we need to improve and increase, the turns of the flights, and we need to encourage our private operators also, the private airline operators also to come to Lakshadweep. Number one. Number two, the accommodation facilities like rooms. We have very limited rooms there, and as of now, the rooms which we have, where our honorable Prime Minister have stayed, that is Bangaram Island, that is the only island where somewhat okay rooms are available. The other one is Minikoi and Kadmat, which Lakshadweep administration is having some resorts. That's all in a dilapidated state. We need to, where Tata is trying to bring it up, a five-star hotel is in Kadmat and Suhaili. The other part is the land issues there. I mean, the administration is going ahead with a different type of attitude, that this uninhabited land where for centuries there was no such a claim from the side of administration saying that this land belongs to the government. Now the present administrator is coming up with a claim that this all lands belong to the government and people have no right on that. Or what that lot many litigation is going in the High Court of Kerala. So all these things has to be resolved by sitting across the table. It is in our internal matter. So once those things are solved, then infrastructure could be developed in a much better way.
So, what kind of a timeline are you
Yeah.
seeing?
So as I said, if administration is ready to accommodate the issues which I highlighted just now, and resolve these issues, because the matter is in the High Court, like we should not escalate to the Supreme Court, things will get delayed. So what I feel, these are the things which one can sit down, or the Honorable Prime Minister can take call on this, have a committee constituted for this, resolve the issue. And if people are taken into confidence, I'm sure that in a year or two, we can build wonderful hotels at five-star level in these islands, and we will be a wonderful competitor for Maldives.
Coming to the local people, how are they looking at this controversy and the thrust on tourism? Are they insecure, or do they see this as a God sent opportunity?
See, as far as tourism development is concerned, there is no difference of opinion among the people of Lakshadweep. They all wanted tourism to get flourish. The young entrepreneurs who already they are into this, they have made a lot many representation and proposals submitted to the Department of Tourism for taking up, and they are waiting for the Lakshadweep administration's clearance to take off. So on the other part, people of Lakshadweep is welcoming tourism, and they all wanted to have a healthy and controlled tourism. In control in the means the carrying capacity without polluting our environment and our ecology and our custom and our culture. So all these things, people are very happy to have the tourism developed in the islands. Absolutely, absolutely, there is no issue.
Is Lakshadweep ready for this change?
Provided the people, local people, are taken into confidence, and there should not be any hasty step from the side of administration to snatch away the lands which has been in their capacity, their authority for centuries. If that is assured, then this is not a far reaching goal. It is a very attainable goal for government of India and especially for the people of Lakshadweep.
You know, a team of scientists and researchers had earlier sought
Yeah.
withdrawal of the
Yes.
draft Lakshadweep Development Authority regulation on grounds that developing the islands as a tourist destination is fraught with risks, and the island's ecology and reefs put natural limits on development. Are these fears well founded?
That's true. That's true. I'll tell you the issues with the Lakshadweep Development Authority regulation was the same thing. The land which was supposed to go for development, the authority which was giving to the administrator that he can decide the future of that land, which was again a biggest question or apprehension in the mind of the people. Second is the environmental. The island is formed of corals. You know that the corals which grows and which unfurls and made into sand, and it is made the present island. So you can imagine the evolution and the years, the centuries, or the thousands of years taken to form such in such a form the island is. Now the present scenario, which is the water villa, which we say, like a villas inside the lagoons, other than Maldives. I mean, leaving Maldives apart, Maldives have plenty of islands. Yeah,
36
from
islands, right?
yeah, 36 group of islands. From that, we have 10 inhabited islands, and others are some sandbanks, small islands, and the islands which is left for five-star type of developing tourism is very few islands like Cheriam, Tirnakara, Bangaram, Suheli, Valiakara, Suheli, Cheriakara. These five uninhabited islands are having scope for a five-star type of resorts to be developed. Now, in one of the island like Suheli Valiakara or Suheli Cheriakara, a proposal is there for constructing a lagoon villa. Lagoon Villa is Lakshadweep formation itself is. I don't know whether will be a successful one because the southwest monsoon, when it hits very hard in the sense it's in open water. So I don't know whether this Lagoon Villa can withstand that. Number one. Number two, to withstand such a huge wind blowing, it has to be drilled. So drilling where it is happening, it's inside the lagoon. Lagoon is full of corals. So how it will affect the existence of the island, that is where the scientists were jumped into when the LDAR was came in. Especially people of Lakshadweep also wanted a tourism which will have no impact on the existence or corals, which is a baseline of our island is. So we have to be very conscious about our environment with the protecting the environment with sustainability. The tourism which is acting towards the line of that only is welcomed by the people. Obviously, the scientists also saying the same thing. So any tourism development which is coming to Lakshadweep or envisaged by government of India should be in tandem with the environmental protection. That is what people of Lakshadweep and of course the scientist is also highlighting.
Mr. Faisal, let me end on a lighter note. Two prime ministers are responsible for making Lakshadweep center stage. Former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Would you like to comment on that?
My comment would be we are thankful to both the prime ministers. When Rajiv Gandhi visited Bangaram, the Agati Island, there we evolved or a destination called Bangaram later. Only after Mr. Rajiv Gandhi and family came and stayed there, Bangaram became the one of the cash cow in the tourism sector. And once the Bangaram was known worldwide, of course, the other prime minister who came is Mr. Narendra Modi. He had made to stay there for 1 day. He himself understood the potential part of tourism. He went into the waters. He have done snorkeling. He have seen the beaches. He walked there, so he himself, felt the need of developing tourism or showcasing tourism as a world destination. And he also had wonderful wording about Lakshadweep, which the entire world have now being discussed. And for that, I am thankful to both the Honorable Prime Minister of India.
Mr. Faisal, on that positive note, let me thank you. Let me thank you for your time and for being here with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.